The Oppo Reno series is a bit of a weird one. Since its introduction back in 2019, we've had all sorts of devices carrying the Reno name, from flagships to purely mid-range phones. Starting with the Find X3, the Find X range has been consolidated as Oppo's proper flagship, so the Reno series has been relegated to a lower tier, still with ambitious pricing of course. But the Find X6 is now a China-only product, leaving space at the top of Oppo's global lineup. Which is where this comes in. The Oppo Reno10 is available in the usual mid-range versions, but the Pro Plus model has returned with some impressive specs. Let's take a closer look. Interested in the Oppo Reno10 series? You'll be able to get one from just 45 ringgit per month with Maxis Postpaid 98 via Zerolution. With Maxis' fast and reliable network, you'll be able to share your portrait images online at any time, whether you're in an underground MRT or at a packed concert. Pre-order now and you'll receive free gifts worth up to 896 ringgit. Visit maxis.com.my for more information. There are 3 versions of the Reno10, all with different processors, displays, cameras, and battery sizes. The standard Reno10 is powered by a new MediaTek Dimensity 7050 chip, paired with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. The Reno10 Pro gets a Qualcomm Snapdragon chip, the 778G to be precise. It also bumps up the memory to 12 gigs of RAM, but the one you really want is the Pro Plus, as it uses last year's flagship chip, the 8 Plus Gen 1. The Pro Plus also gets a 6.74-inch AMOLED display, with a resolution of 1240 pixels wide, up to 1100 nits of brightness, and a peak brightness of up to 1400 nits. If you're wondering why these specs sound familiar, that's because the Pro Plus has the same display as the OnePlus Nord 3, except this one is curved at the edges. In fact, all the Reno10 models have a curved display. The Pro has a slightly smaller 6.7-inch touchscreen, still 1240 pixels wide, but surprisingly, it's not an AMOLED display, just OLED. It's not clear if this is a passive matrix or PMOLED display, but it's interesting that Oppo is making this distinction in the spec sheet. Even more bizarrely, the non-Pro Reno10 has an AMOLED display, albeit a Full HD Plus one. All models get a 120Hz refresh rate and HDR10 Plus support, so that's good. The display technology is not the only area where the Pro is actually the weakest of the 3 phones. For one, it has a mono speaker, which is just terrible. I mean, even the base Reno10 has stereo speakers. What were you guys thinking, Oppo? The Pro also has the smallest battery of the 3 at 4600 mAh versus 4700 mAh for the Pro Plus and 5000 mAh for the regular Reno10. At least the Pro model is firmly middle of the pack when it comes to charging speeds. You get 67-watt SuperVOOC fast charging for the standard Reno10, 80 watts for the Pro, and 100 watts for the Pro Plus. This thing can be fully charged in just 27 minutes. The real surprise is the cameras. Oppo has always claimed that the Reno9 is focused, get it, on photography, and this time it means it. All 3 phones get a triple camera setup, and the unique thing is that the third camera isn't some macro camera or a depth sensor. Nope, it's a telephoto camera, even on the base Reno10. That's amazing! We should start with that base Reno10, which comes with a 64-megapixel main camera with a half-inch sensor and a 32-megapixel telephoto camera with 2x optical zoom. The Pro and Pro Plus's main cameras are actually lower in resolution at 50 megapixels, but in return, you get a larger 1/1.56-inch Sony IMX890 sensor and optical image stabilization, which should provide better image quality. The Pro Plus also gets a telephoto upgrade with a 64-megapixel sensor, OIS, and a periscope lens that provides 3x optical zoom. Both the Pro and Pro Plus can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second, versus only 30 frames per second for the regular Reno10. The Pro Plus will also be the last phone to feature the Mari Silicon X image processor, as Oppo has shut down its chip-making division. The only area where the Reno10 still feels like a mid-range device is the ultra-wide camera. All models, including the Pro and Pro Plus, get an 8-megapixel ultra-wide. Yeah, not great. Flip to the front meanwhile and you get a 32-megapixel selfie camera across the lineup. Other features include 5G, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.3 connectivity, along with NFC, an under-display fingerprint sensor, and a new IR blaster for controlling home appliances. Additionally, the Pro Plus comes with something called AGS Dragon Trail Star 2 glass at the front, which is claimed to offer 20% better drop resistance than Gorilla Glass 5. Speaking of which, there is Gorilla Glass 5 at the back for good measure. The Reno 10 ships with Android 13, skinned with ColorOS 13.1. This adds multi-screen connect that brings AirDrop-like functionality to PCs and tablets, along with an auto-pixelate feature that automatically hides names and profile pictures when you screenshot a chat. So that's the Oppo Reno 10 series. With these specs, it does look like Oppo is taking photography seriously with this next generation of phones. We don't have prices at the time of recording, so we can't really give you our thoughts just yet, but stay tuned for that. In the meantime, put the prices that have just been announced on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and ring the notifications bell icon so you don't miss any of our future videos. As always, stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.